Hello guys. So the most difficult thing I think there is for me right now is trying to figure out how to put the tripod and the phone so that you can see me without asking someone to help me with it. So I really hope that I'm giving you a good look, a good picture of what we're doing here. So this is one of the valances, okay? And if you remember when we first did our measurements, I told you the way that we arrived at the 21.75 was a half inch, which we turned up here. This is the half inch that we used right here when we turned up this hem. Remember, you should have a half inch here. And then we left 5.25 to turn over the flap, okay? And then plus the 16, which is going to be the total length of our valances. It should come out to 21.75. And the only reason I say it should come out to 21.75 because it's okay if you're off by, say, a half inch. I wouldn't even be mad if it was an inch, especially if it's your first time. Don't beat yourself up about it. I don't. We can only do the best that we can. But this particular part I wanted to sit down and talk to you about because it's very important that, excuse me, I'm sorry, that we try to make this 5.25 flap as even as we possibly can. And this is what I learned the hard way. When I do mine, and the pin is here, remember, because this is the top part of our valance, okay? So remember what I told you. We want 5.25, so you take your tape measure. I don't know if you can see it better here or whatever. Okay, so 5.25, this is a little bit more. So I'm going to take the pin out, and I'm just going to show you how to play with it until you get to your 5.25. You just keep pushing your flap up a little bit, okay? And you measure, and you have to measure. Now I'm almost there, not quite there. There. 5.25. Can you see? If I bring it a little bit closer, you see 5.25. I measure from the top to the bottom where we did our hem, okay? So once you get your 5.25, you want to start putting your pins in, and I'm going to pin and measure all the way across the top of my valance, and we'll have to do this for all four of our valances. Again, if you only have two, then you only have to fold over two, and the measurement all the way across should be 5.25. Now I'm going to pause and come back to show you a trick that I learned in making sure that it's even all the way across. So just hold on for a minute and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is a trick that I learned. Remember what I told you, in order to get your 5.25 measured evenly, you must use your tape measure just about all the way across your valance to get it even. And what I do is I started at the tip over here and I measured 5.5, and as I measure, I take my iron and I iron it down nice and flat, and as I keep ironing, I put a pin. See the pin? I put the pin in it to hold it down. Okay, you could put it at the end of your where your finished edge is, and just keep measuring. And so as you can see, I'm pulling my valance, and then I'll take another small section. I'll take my tape measure starting at 1, and I'm sorry that I just now figured out I haven't been telling you need to start at 1, but I'm assuming most of you know how to use a measuring tape, but I'm sorry if I didn't say it before. But you always start at 1, put it on the tip of your fabric, and then you just measure. And 5, I am measuring, I said 5.25, so 5.25 on here is the 5 plus 2. Can you see it? 5 +2. So when I get to the end of +2, that's where I start to iron again. So then I know, okay, that's good, that's straight. And here's why this is so important, because if you do say 5, 5.5, then of course your fabric, for one, is not going to be straight all the way across. Two, you don't want your valances to be up, down, a little one's higher, one's lower. And I used to be lazy, that's the word, lazy, and cut corners because this part takes so long. But I've learned to have my valances look pretty. It's really worth that extra effort to use your tape measure. And if you don't have a tape measure, a ruler will do the same, may even do better because it's flatter and has a little bit of weight to it. But you just keep going all the way across until you get to the end of your fabric. And by the time you get to the end of your fabric, you see how I keep pushing it over, and I'm almost at the end. And I'll measure from where I stopped. That's 5 + 2 to get my quarter, 5 1/4. Then I go to the next section to make sure that it's even, and then I iron again. Just iron that down. See how flat it's getting right in here? That's what you want. You want it to be nice and flat, okay? And then I put a pin in, put a straight pin in, and now you can see, let me see if I can see how I'm at the end of this valance now. And once again, I'm going to measure it again. And again, I'm telling you, this is probably the longest process in just about everything we're going to do to get these valances finished. But it's worth it because, one, you're learning patience. Two, you are learning to measure precisely. And it's very important, in my opinion, to measure precisely when you are sewing. Will it be perfect? No. Like this is down further than it should be, meaning I have a little more. So you just push up with your finger. That's what I do. I pushed it up. And then I'll measure it again. And boom, I'm at 5 + 2, ready to iron. Boom. This is nice and straight. Now, when I pick this valance up, or if I show you what this valance looks like, I'll try and turn it for you guys real quick. So this is how nice and neat your valance edge should look. And you want it to be even all the way across, okay? And I'm going to try and take this camera off the tripod to just show you something. This is what we're trying to get at. These are my old valances, and you see how the rod, I hope this looks right when I turn it, but you see how the rod is here, and we just did this part, this flat right here. And I'll show you guys how to get to the next section in a few. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget to visit my website, Buster Wraps, BUSTAWRAPPS, BusterWraps.com. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.